What's up, Otaku fam? We are the Otaku Couple, back with more reactions here for the channel with more Salmonella Academy. Why produce used to suck. Our previous Salmonella video, we actually got a lot of suggestions for a lot of his videos, so we're going to start going through them. But you guys got to keep showing support if you want to keep them coming here on the channel. Let's try to get this one at least to 1,000 views. So far, I don't think we have a Salmonella video break 1,000 views on this channel. Let's see if we can get it to that point. And I'll be happy, she'll be happy, Mira will be happy, y'all will be happy because we'll do more Salmonella. Everybody wins. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe because every little bit helps. If you want to support the channel monetarily, we do have a Patreon. TV shows, animes, and movies completely uncut. We just finished Wednesday over on the Patreon, and we're starting Vivi and Fruits Basket. So, that and Boruto. Listen, I understand if you don't want to watch the Boruto ones. We're getting to the good parts, I swear. Anyways, let's hop on in and see what he's talking about with the produce and why it sucks. Cheers.
Hey kids, you've probably seen this scene in TV or movies at some point. A couple of people end up stranded on a desert island, totally isolated from all civilization.
Look at his face.
Like there's no hope for survival.
Look, real quick, look at this man's facial expressions. You would think, like, you see a screenshot of this and you're like, what is this? You look at that artiste.
Capturing emotion.
But then one of them looks 3 feet to the left and, oh my god, it's a tree full of fully grown, plump, delicious, smiling, golden-skinned bananas. Amazing. We're saved for the time being. Hey, don't eat those. They're made of lies. See? Listen, why do fruit exist? For a delicious, nutritious snack for humans and animals alike to enjoy?
What? The sound effects.
You know, you didn't have to go throwing him into the sun like that.
You're next, Susan!
How did you know my name? I created you. Anyway, as most of you probably know, fruit are a thing because nature figured out, hey,
I think Sam's
if you put a little bit of deliciousness around your seed, it'll convince some idiot bird or something to carry your baby off to faraway lands, right? But then humans showed up and were like, hey, that's pretty nifty. Listen, is it cool if we selectively breed you for thousands of years to give you horrific deformities to crank up that whole deliciousness part a couple hundred notches? Alright, cool. Let's take a look at bananas, specifically the Cavendish variety that we all know and love.
Right.
On the inside, we got like 2% seeds, 93% delectable banana meat, and 5% that brown part at the bottom that your mom says is perfectly fine to eat, but you still don't trust.
Nope, don't
Great
trust
for
it.
a snack.
Never trust it.
Terrible for reproducing efficiently. Meanwhile, check out the thing on the right here.
Bruises,
That's Musa acuminata, one of the suspected ancestors of today's nanners. Much smaller and jam-packed with seeds, with just enough flesh in there to make it worth some smelly primate's time to crack open a yellow one with the boys. Here's another wild type banana, Musa balbesiana. Less sweet, way
think I've ever
starchier,
seen that
harder
before.
to get into, hella seeds, same shit different day really. But hey, if you stick that boy in the ground, you've got an okay chance of making a new banana tree. You bury a modern banana, all you're gonna end up with is a dirty banana. And not that one club in Miami, I mean an actual...
But see, that's my thing, that, like, so all these plants that we deformed and stuff like that, you hear, like, a lot of people saying it's not okay to eat the seeds. Like, the seeds can hold toxins, or they're poisonous to humans or animals, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like peach pits. You're not technically supposed to eat that. That's bad for you.
Yeah.
So can we eat those bananas with seeds? Or is it because we are so far away from our ancestors that our bodies, our guts, don't have the ability to break down?
Definitely that second part, but I can imagine you could probably eat all the wild bananas, but not the seeds.
Because that's what I'm curious about. Because, like, I know obviously, like, how we started,
Right.
we had to have been made of steel.
Yeah.
To be able to consume enough to survive and stuff like that.
Just look at the indigenous people.
dirty banana. That's because, like a lot of cultivated fruit...
What is this? What is this?
Who are these two?
No, fuck this. What is this monstrosity?
Bananas are so inbred and malformed that they can't produce offspring even if they wanted to. So, word of advice for you men out there, if ever a lady points out how poorly endowed you are, just show her this JPEG. She'll say, wow, I didn't realize it was so potent and fertile. You really opened my eyes, thank you. Bananas aren't the only piece of produce to follow this pattern though, not by a long shot. For example, take the watermelon. According to Monsanto,
My best attempt
everybody's
at a
favorite
watermelon.
corporation, the first evidence of human cultivation of the watermelon dates back to Egypt around 5,000 years ago. Back then, they were only 2 inches in diameter, around the size of a tennis ball. The flesh was supposedly tough and bitter, much like that of a tennis ball. Of course, just as the growth of a delicious green baby takes time, so too did the evolution of...
Sam, were you high when you wrote this one? What did you? What are these drawings?
the modern watermelon. In fact, even as late as the mid-1600s, watermelons looked way different from what we have today, as shown by this painting by Giovanni Stanchi. Notice the thicker rind, the larger seeds, and the weird segmentation on the inside. Definitely a cooler still life subject, but ultimately inferior as a summertime snack. How about vegetables? Tell me, do you enjoy cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, collard greens, broccoli, or cauliflower? I mean, I guess I like broccoli and cauliflower. The rest are kind of gross though. Wrong! All 6 of these vegetables are actually the same thing. That means you like them all. That's not how that works. I'll be good. Anyway.
I will throw you back into the sun. See, this is the one fact probably out of here that I'm probably going to know. I did know this. I did know that all of these were technically the same. They come from the same plant.
Brussels sprouts taste awful.
They do. I still only like 4 of these things, but still.
These veggies are all just cultivars of the same species, Brassica oleracea, otherwise known as wild cabbage. Every part of the plant is edible to some extent, but there's not much of it to go around. So a bunch of different people throughout history said, alright, what if we just take one specific...
Technically, they made kale first, and then that branched off into all others, but you get the gosh darn point.
Part of the plant and go fucking insane with it. And that's what they did. Those who bred for giant leaves got kale. Going for huge dense flower buds gets you broccoli. Juicy engorged lateral leaf buds equal Brussels sprouts, etc. Speaking of segues, let's check out eggplants. The OG eggplant was first domesticated in India, where it can still be found in the wild today. It looks nothing like an eggplant though. They actually resemble little green berries the size of grapes. The only thing it seems to have in common with the classic purple eggplant is how little both of them have in common with an egg. However, if we add the RGB percentage values of their color and merge their shapes, we do get what looks approximately like an egg. So I guess that solves that mystery. This whole transformation really is a testament to man's greatness though. That's like starting out with a frog and selectively breeding them until you end up with Grimace from McDonald's lore. Speaking of which, did you know Grimace used to be evil and have 4 arms? This is a real thing. I'd like to think that when they lopped off his extra limbs, all his evil energy went with him, and now there's just 2 plump purple cylinders scampering around the countryside waiting to pull unsuspecting kids under bulkheads never to be seen again. That's just my McDonald's headcanon though. Anyway, back to whatever we were talking about. Next is corn, or sorry, maize. I call it corn like a normal person. If it was supposed to be called maize, these would be called mazes. Obviously, that's like the perfect opportunity, but they're not, so put an etymological sock in it. Or stocking. Anyway, I was totally expecting old corn to look like those baby corns you find in Chinese food and literally nowhere else. Turns out those actually are just baby corns. One suspected ancestor of corn is known as teosinte, which looks like this. Gee whiz, Sam, that sure does look like garbage. Good eye, Billy. That's because it was garbage.
Good eye,
Whereas
Billy.
Modern corn has a kernel count in the hundreds, teosinte only has 5 to 12, with each one being encased in a hard shell that's basically impossible to get into short of boiling it or chipping a tooth. The fact that people decided to domesticate it in the first place makes sense once you realize that most grains are basically the same thing. But honestly, that just makes me wish people figured out how to turn a piece of wheat into a big chunk of whatever to gnaw on. This whole thing disappointed me so much.
Reasons not to visit the Mayans. The corn was bad. Brutal human sacrifice. Overly complex calendar. Probably all selfish AF. Even their name sounds like mine. It's scared that corn's also this real. I mean, we saw what she did in Fate. And that was terrifying.
Much that I actually moved it to the top of my list of reasons not to visit the Mayans if I ever get a time machine. Nonetheless, as you can see, human endeavor can accomplish amazing things. And just as a few thousand years of selective breeding can turn this into this, a few hours of learning a week can turn you into, you know, a more talented and interesting version of you. And what better way to do that than with Skillshare.com? Skillshare is an online...
This is back when Skillshare was in like everybody's videos all the time. Oh,
I'm
God.
kind of curious to check out some Skillshare.
Right?
Just for little things.
Similar to Raycons, you can definitely just look up a YouTuber and get their code for like 3 free months.
Yes,
can always get a discount on it.
I like discount.
This was interesting.
That was.
I don't know
that
what
Was a
I don't know
wild
what was going on with his drawings in this one, but my God, it
acid trip.
was. I'm sure that's what he was on when he was drawing out these things.
Those poor bananas.
That poor man he tossed into the sun.
Yeah. when he pointed, he was like,
I'll be
I'm
good.
Susan, how do you know my name?
I created you.
This was wild and makes me want to Google some.
Stuff about produce.
Yeah. I'm scared of what I'm going to find.
You should be. Thank you guys for the continued support. Let us know what you thought down below, what you want to see us react to next from Sam, and we will see you guys for the next video. Bye.